Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for this invitation, and thank you for allowing SAERA to share our perspectives around RDI and the key interventions and activities that we engaged in order to address the issue. So today, the focus of my presentation will just be a very brief outline of who and what SAERA is and what we do. One of the key RDIs and issues around this RDI that we want to focus on is the challenges of mentoring young scholars and researchers. And I specifically want to look in the presentation today at how SAERA addresses these challenges, and at the end come out with what are the key strengths of the activities of the organization to support this very important challenge. Just a little bit about SAERA. The aim of SAERA is development, and it basically is to enhance the education as a research field, and to develop capacity around the scholars and the country's educational development and progress. So we play a very, very important role in nurturing and supporting this development. Within our aims, our two key aims is to grow the organization, and the organization has grown over the past more than 10 years into a leading organization where many researchers, many people outside of the research arena value SAERA as an organization in order to network and develop. And we're particularly interested in supporting capacity and the development of education researchers, but one of our key goals is to mentor and grow young researchers and leaders, research leaders within South Africa. But I want to be upfront about what the issues and challenges are that we experience. So I just want to give you a little bit of an idea around the makeup of the organization of SAERA. So in SAERA, we have an executive and we have members. The whole executive consists of individuals who are actually researchers active within institutions, higher education institutions in South Africa. So every 2 years, a new group of executives, we develop our executives over a period of 2 years. I'm currently the president for the next 2 years, and I'm hosted at the University of the Western Cape. So our executive consists of people who are active in research, who are working in institutions, and we ourselves take the key challenges as something coming from the institutions that we're working in with our memberships, our members who are also researchers from various institutions within South Africa, and also some organizations within South Africa make up our members. And so we are working with people on the ground, and we are actually working in the institutions. And these are the challenges that SAERA picked up, and the important notes about developing young researchers and scholars in the field. One of the important, the first would be the uneven, it's the issue around mentorship. Mentorship, particularly at institutional level. Remember, we work across many higher education institutions. And within these institutions, there's an uneven level of institutional mentoring. We also have our particularly young scholars and developing scholars having limited access to established and influential scholars. And partly because the more influential scholars, there's very limited time to engage. And while they do engage in organizations like SAERA, in our organization, very actively, sometimes there is limited access to these influential scholars. For instance, A-rated scientists, we could also say chairs, NRF chairs, etc. There's also very little scope for emerging scholars to interact and learn and share. And as I will talk through the presentation, we would show you as SAERA how we give these scholars opportunities to access each other and also to network. And at the margins of research innovation, so many young scholars find that they're always on the outside looking in, and sometimes those opportunities need to be made available to them. And that's what we try to do through our organization and give opportunities for this kind of engagement. And there's limited national and international collaborations, particularly for younger scholars, and they would need access. So SAERA, as a national research organization, has made strides in addressing some of these challenges. And the way I'm going to address it as we go through the presentation is by looking at the activities of SAERA in relation to some of these issues that we've addressed now. So how we address some of these issues is within the key pillars of SAERA. So SAERA is an organization made up of many activities. And the activities, one of our biggest draw cards is our annual conference. The conference is hosted by different universities every year. We also have people development and networking as an umbrella. And here we have our members. We have people development and leadership through many activities within the organization. Communication and networking. So previously we spoke about scientific, one of the presenters spoke about scientific communication, and that is key, that scientific engagement and communication with the community plays a very important role in our organization. And one of our key ways of disseminating knowledge, besides workshops, the conference, etc., is our Journal of Education. Our Journal of Education also allows exposure to cutting-edge research, but also our conference and the presentations related to our conferences allows this access to cutting-edge research. So SAERA as an organization, we are extremely influential in addressing some of these challenges. And while these three components play an important role, we do have to note that they do overlap. There are a lot of overlap. And what we find is this overlapping provides a rich environment for our young scholars to engage. So in red, I've highlighted the issues that I spoke about previously, the challenges. And I want to tell you within our strategic objectives and priority, how we address and what activities we offer. So we are providing, having identified these challenges, we are providing a space to open up opportunities for our young researchers, young minds, and the growing researchers in our organization. We have the annual conference. It's hosted by an institution, and we organize this that there's a 3-year. We know for 3 years who the next university would be to host the conference. The conference is, while we do support the LOC, the Local Organizing Committee, the conference is organized by the LOC within that institution. What we do encourage is that people within that the university get involved, and here we have many young researchers actively involved with SAERA and developing the conference from the period, the beginning of the year, to the annual conference, normally taking place at the end of October. So this year, our annual conference will be taking place at the University of the Free State from the 29th of October to the 1st of November. And so we have had our submissions of abstracts already. The closing date was in July, but you're very welcome to join our conference just to listen to the presentations and to see how the organization engages. Within the conference, we also target themes, and we allow the LOC to target themes that are current and research-driven themes where participants are able to get involved through their cutting-edge scholarship and presenting it at SAERA. And most commonly, many education researchers do come to our SAERA conference, and we often have very cutting-edge and updated presentations presented within our conference. Within the area of our people development, so one of our key strategic objectives is to develop our membership, leadership, and networking. But we need to provide those spaces. So we do recruit members from all universities in South Africa, and you're able to be part of SAERA. There are also outside organizations that are part of the SAERA membership. We open spaces for early career researchers to support, grow, and expose them to our organization. So while there is very limited scope for emerging researchers to interact, that are one of our challenges, these spaces have been opened for them. The nice thing about the early career researchers, or the ECRs, is that in our organization, we give them a voice. And they're part of our constitution. They are elected members who are part of the executive, and they have a voice in any of the organizational engagements. So they play a very important role in growing the organization. One of the other ways in which we engage with the broader community, but within our niche areas, is through the special interest groups. The SIGs allow researchers to find a discipline, the discipline and niche, and together they grow with researchers that are more experienced. Where we have a SIG coordinator and we have an overall SIG coordinator. And these are often people who have been running the SIGs for over a few years, and they're growing their leadership. Many of the members have access to these special interest groups, and they are able to grow and develop their niche areas. Within these early career research groups and the SIGs, they engage with policy. So we work not only theoretically through presenting our work at conferences, but we also work on the ground. We take the work, our knowledge production, take it to the ground by engaging with policymakers, connecting with national and international collaborators, and growing the disciplinary knowledge and research of South Africa and abroad. We also develop cutting-edge scholarship through our membership leadership. So we expose especially those researchers that are on the margins of research innovation and have limited access. We annually, together with our conference, we have the Nelson Mandela Legacy Lecture, in which we invite a very prominent researcher in South Africa with a large body of knowledge over years to present at the Nelson Mandela Legacy Lecture. And here we're able to expose researchers to, for instance, the A-rated scientists and scholars. We're able to expose them to NRF chairs, but we're also able to expose them to niche areas where it's growing, there's a body of knowledge and more experienced researchers and scholars to talk about these niche areas and how it grew over time. We have our recognition awards where doctoral master's honor students are recognized for their for the cutting edge research within the institutions where they wrote very prominent theses, etc., around a particular topic, and it was well written and it was well received by their peer community and examiners. We recognize people who are able to, who have grown their research over time. Sometimes there are those people within institutions that are often not given the platforms to be recognized. And we accept nominations. It goes through a very rigorous process, and we're able to recognize those people and expose young researchers to them. And we honor people who have been in the research arena for a long period of time, and we give them the accolades and the credits and the platform to be recognized. I think also, as I said, through our ECRs and SIGs, we allow access to research innovations. But what we're doing this year, and something quite different to previous years, is we are linking with the South African Educational Research Regional Network, in which we working with organizations outside of South Africa, and we've invited particularly African countries where we are inviting them to be part of the conference and to play a role in the organization of the conference at the University of the Free State. So we are diversifying our research spaces. We're making it open and access to a larger group of people where we can grow from one another, whether it's in South Africa or outside of South Africa. We also work with research institutions looking at connections abroad. Once again, the Journal of Education plays an important role in growing this recognition and also exposing the younger researchers to research innovation and more influential researchers in the area. So I think the final points that we want to emphasize as SAERA is that it's a very substantive research organization with a large research voice. And we're allowing young minds, young researchers, this access and exposure, this platform. SAERA has quite a solid reputation, and we attract young researchers across the board, people coming into the space with their more experienced supervisors, some higher education institutions bring in a large group of members every year in October to SAERA, and that's where we network and meet each other. The ECR plays a very important role in our strategic growth of SAERA. The ECRs have a voice, and their voice are very important for the growth and direction of the organization. SAERA also, we offer opportunities for mentoring support. While it is a challenge, the access to the more experienced mentors because of the time issues, we do offer these spaces because we make it part of our strategic planning and objectives to open up spaces for these opportunities. The special interest group plays a very, very important role in accessing research knowledge, particularly disciplinary knowledge, and taking this knowledge into the field, into our presentations at SAERA, into our ECRs and the SIG niche areas, into our Journal of Education. And this is where we're able to develop this access to this cutting-edge scholarship. We do have funding available for our early career researchers, but very limited funding. And it would be a good opportunity for these early career researchers in particular, and sometimes general members of SAERA, to access more funding. And we hope that any organizations that would be available to offer funding for students to come to our conference, because it's a good opportunity for them to be exposed and access the educational engagements in our community. And there's also a very robust publication platform, which we allow students and members to publish in accredited journals. So the take-home message is, SAERA is a safe space. We've worked over a long period of time to develop researchers within a community, a very active community. Our conference allows networking and collaboration, and SAERA gives opportunities to expose cutting-edge research and recognition. And I'd just like to thank you for allowing me to present today. We do have a conference at SAERA this year on the 29th of October to the 1st of November. So you're welcome to go to the SAERA website in order to have a look at other activities in our organization. So thank you. Thank you very much.